Today I've got a bit of a haul for you. So let's have a look, see. Not that I need an excuse to buy art materials. Although just waking up and breathing is an excuse in my book. So yeah. Around all the bits. This is one reason why I do like getting stuff from Jackson's, is they really package things very well. And even when there are problems, they sort them out very quickly. So after the fight, I'll get the massive items out of the way first, shall I? I've bought a sheet of pastel matte board. So this is a little bit thicker than the standard pastel matte paper. Because I do love things with a bit more rigidity. But I do love the pastel matte paper in this. Feels like very nice. Now this is in the light grey, but I think on camera it's looking white. But having said that, the table's white. And then this is light grey, and then this is a cream colour. So there is a tiny bit of a difference, but I just didn't want to go for jet white. But it does come in a range of colours. Does it say anything on the back? No, it doesn't. I'm a little bit disappointed in this. Claire Fontaine, if you're listening. As I said, I prefer something with a bit more rigidity, like the pastel board that's got a bit of wood on the back. I kind of would love it if pastel board came in the same thing. So yeah, but I do love the surface of pastel matte. It's just you need to have something a bit more. I mean, I could always affix it to something, but these things aren't cheap anyway, so you kind of want it to come as you want it. The other thing that I got was this Ampersand pastel board. I have used this a little bit, typically the dark grey ones, and I have struggled with it, believe it or not, compared to the pastel matte. That's why I've bought a pastel matte board, because I'm going to try and see if it's just the fact that the grey one was difficult to work with, because it's quite a dark grey. So that's why I've got a white one, well, a creamish off-white colour. It does say white actually. This is 45 centimetres by 61 centimetres, or 18 by 24 inches. It is a little bit smaller than the pastel matte, which I'm not sure how I feel about. But we'll see how we get on. But if I'm still finding it hard to work on this surface, that's why I bought the pastel matte board as well. So I can go and work on that. So yeah, that's the two surfaces out of the way. But as I say, this is a lovely hardboard. I wish the pastel matte came like that. So, on to all the other bits of goodies that I bought. So I think we'll get the obvious ones out of the way first. So I've gone ahead and wanted to get a Stay Wet palette for a while. I've looked at all different types. I've watched Sarah Burns and what she recommends and gone completely the opposite to what she recommends. Lord knows why. But yeah, I did, because the thing is, I wasn't too fussed about it being portable. And this will be for gouache, not watercolours. So I wasn't too fussed about it being portable, but I did want quite a large surface. Ideally, I would have preferred ceramic to plastic, but this wasn't too expensive. So we'll see how we get on with it. But the other annoying thing is with this is all the videos I've seen of this particular palette, I swear I've seen people use it the wrong way around, like they're using it upside down. So we're going to I'm going to do a separate video of how I set it up and what I'm going to be using it for, so stay tuned for that one. So please consider subscribing and hit the bell if you want to be if you want to be notified of when that video is going to go live. So I imagine that will be the next video after this one, because I need to kind of use it today. So as long as the light stays, I will film that today. But yeah, I'm looking forward to using this. And then I've got some extra sponges as well, because I know the thing is with these is they go moldy or this, that and the other. So I figured I'd get some extra sponges. And I have gone for bigger than the actual palette, and it's because I'm going to cut them down to size. Again, I'll explain in the video coming up all about that. So as I said, I'll be using that for gouache. So let's have a look at the smaller packages, shall we? I've got some pipettes. Again, that's to do with setting up the palette. So I already have one of these. This is the Etchr Mini palette. These are the ceramic ones in the metal tin. I think the last time I ordered it, it came in a different type of box, so I think they've changed their packaging since I last ordered from Etchr. Ooh, let's see if I can get into this one. So yeah, it just comes in a tin like this. And you get a little swatch card, and then a bit of thing, and then 2 ceramic dishes with 19 wells for your colours, and then a little mixing palette or further colours if you like. And then these just little pads to stop them from against each other. So I already have one. I have no idea where it's gone. But I did heavily use it, and I'm annoyed with it as well, because I had an experiment that I was filming and I've like now lost it to do the last bit of this, to show you guys the last bit of the experiment. So I'm gonna have to redo that. But yeah, so they've definitely changed their packaging. And then also we get 33 days of their online classes, which are quite useful. I've taken part in a couple before, so that's those. And that's getting, which is the Pocket palette. Now I think this is actually quite new to the other ones. Oh, I like the weight and the feel of this already. It's not ceramic, it is a plastic clamshell design, but it's got magnets and things in it. So open it up, we've got some extra magnets there, I'll tell you that why in a moment. And then we've got a mixing well there, another mixing well, and then where you can put pans of colour. So you can either use pans or you can actually put colour directly in, but these are all magnetised and inside the case as well. But the thing is with these is they're actually interchangeable. So as I said when I showed you the Stay Wet palette, I would have preferred a ceramic one, and these are obviously plastic, but because they've given you extra magnets, you can actually stick these onto the bottom of the ceramic ones. Onto the bottom of these. And then these fit into place there as well. So then you can close it up. Obviously I need to be gentle because I've not put the magnets on them. And then they fit in there as well, but they won't move around once the magnets are in. Oi. So that's actually the reason why I bought another set, because I figured I could use it like this as well. So it's much easier to deal with rather than trying to pick out the ceramic palettes when they're in there, because it's quite hard to do when it's full of paint. You do end up getting paint all over your fingers. So I really like that this is very interchangeable, so I'm very pleased with that. But I'm also happy that we've got the option of having these as well, because I wonder actually, can I put one of those there And is there still enough room? No, it's not. I don't think. No, it's not thick enough to squash one in between. I was wondering if I could get away with doing that, but nope, that's okay. So it's either plastic or ceramic. Or I suppose you could switch up these two mixing palettes and then the ceramic one there, or vice versa. So it's very versatile of what we can do with it, which is kind of what I was hoping for. Put that there and put that. So how many extra magnets? We get 4 extra magnets, which is good. And they've already got sticky stuff on the back as well. So you can easily peel them off and stick them on. Yeah. So you need to line the magnets up as well. It's probably a good thing to line them up where the finger hole is so you can get in to lift them up. So yeah. But that just feels really lovely in your hand. Now I don't do too much urban stuff, but I want to. So I have no excuse just to stick this in my bag and off I go. Just stick that there. So we'll have a look, see what's in here. Oh, some wiggly waggly worms. Yeah, so this is why I got the paillettes, because I'm going to pop some of this into my Stay Wet palette, into my gouache paints, in hope that it helps keep them a bit longer. So that's why I needed the paillettes. And then those. That's it for that box. So I just got a little pan of Jackson's watercolour pans, just in case I did want to use the pans in here, so they fit in there very nicely, because I might end up doing that as well. Because the other thing I'm thinking, if I do use this as a ceramic one, I'm thinking that if I do fill this up with paints, I can then stick one of these on the top as a lid. So then I've got another little mini palette there as well. So yeah, that's what I was thinking with that as well. Very versatile. And today's word is versatility. So yeah, got those. I also got this Holbein Melts blender pen, because I don't know if anyone's watching my booktube channel, my sort of stationery planning channel called Book Nook Spirit. There's a link in my description below for it. But I've figured out that if you use pastel pencils on Holbein paper and then go over the top with a blender pen, like Tombow, or I'm now going to try it with this one, it then makes it like paint, but without too much water, so it doesn't make the paper crinkly. So I wanted to try the Melts pen, just in case I couldn't get hold of the Tombow blender pen. So that's another little experiment I'm going to be playing with. And then this is a little restock, because if anyone's watched any of my videos before, you know I'm obsessed with copper. So I've had to replace my Liquitex Iridescent Rich Copper acrylic ink, because I've used it all, not once but twice now. That's my 3rd bottle. So yeah, but it's been out of stock for a while, so I'm guessing it's quite popular with everybody, because I like the rich copper when it's like this colour, or more patinaed or rusty, not when it's like super, almost like brass colour. I like it when it's really rich, so yeah. Now, the last item that I've had my eye on for a while, and I thought, what the hell, just get it. Ooh. keeping us in suspense with the packet. Oh no, I can slosh it out this way. So, everyone knows I love my Holbein gouache. I've got a lot of their traditional gouache, but this is the Holbein acrylic gouache. I do have a few tubes of this, and I do quite enjoy it. But they've come out with this lovely set by Rebecca Green. It's been out for a while, and then I think they sold out, and then they re-released it because everybody loved it. So they've made it more readily available. Let's get the plastic off. And the thing is with Rebecca Green is she has these beautiful muted colours, which I quite like. Oh, and then we get this little pamphlet. So it's got all these colours inside. So it's a very sort of her palette. So this is not the palette you want to buy, colour palette you want to buy if this is your first one. Although, having said that, it's got a yellow, it's got a red, it's got a blue. So you could do a lot with it as the first one. It doesn't have a white though. Interesting. Interesting indeed. But yeah, so we've got a lovely little leaflet here about her and her works. So that's nice. So we'll have a little experiment with them. I'll probably do a separate video on those actually, because I have a wicked idea for an illustration using these. With my Stay Wet palette, it might be a mixture of acrylic gouache and artist gouache. So we'll experiment with those and see how they go. So that's it for my little Jackson's haul. I've not done one of these for absolutely donkeys. So it's quite nice to treat myself a little bit. Let me know in the comments below if you guys use any of this stuff and if you've got any tips or tricks for me. I would love to know. And let me know if you're excited to see what I'm going to be doing with these and also the Stay Wet palette. I'd love to hear from you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Bye for now.